Hi everyone. Sorry, I'm just getting it set up. I have to wait till it like clicks on my end to make sure you guys have a good view of everything. How's everyone doing today? I can't believe it's getting to be the end of August already. All right. I have my box from Cotton Cuts here. I found out last week that I was the ambassador for Davy Jones Locker. So I'm going to be working on month 1. So month 2 doesn't come out until the end of this month. So I have already sewed up part of this. You can see this is what the quilt blocks are going to look like. So now I'm just sewing up the other because I like to do one on my live and then one as a tutorial. Hi Charlene, how are you doing? Did you get your first clue yet for Cotton Cuts? Hi, Mary Lou. How was sewing in Massachusetts today? Hi, Arnetta. All right, so I'm gonna lay these out. So that way, I know which fabric I'm grabbing. Oh, yay, you got it today, Charlene. I think you told me you picked Sea Bloom, which is the lady, oh my gosh, Beth. On Instagram, her name is Goody Goods. She's going to be the ambassador. We did the mystery, and so that was my top choice for her. So you could definitely, if you want to see that colorway coming together, she'll be sewing that up too. Yeah, that was like one of my top 3 because the colors are just so vibrant and beautiful. Oh, yay, Mary Lou, I'm so glad you had a good time. Hey, Nicole, how are you doing? Nicole, the wedding hasn't passed yet, right? I know you've been so busy with all that. All right, I'm just making sure I lay these out correctly. Now, I am sewing up its Halloween theme, and a couple of the fabrics look very, very similar. So I'm just making sure that I'm double checking. So that way I'm putting them in the correct order. Oh, Charlene. Oh, yay, Nicole. I'm so glad it went well. I mean, all those months of planning it, so I'm so happy for you. All right. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys before I actually start sewing, you've heard me talk about the New York shop hop. So there is a New England one. So Mary Lou, you might be interested in this one. The website's up here, all New England shop hop. But if you just Google shop hop, they have different ones all across the country. And so the New England one is for the months of September and October. Hey Kim, how you doing? And so this is what I was talking about with the passport. So in the center here, you fill out the passport, and then when you go to the stores, you can collect stamps. And if you visit at least 5 stores, you're eligible for a prize. And then if you complete like a region, you're eligible for more. Or if you complete like the whole passport, which is a lot. I think there's like over 80 stores. And so you mail it in at the end. So if you guys like quilting or going to quilt shops, you can definitely check this out. I'm really excited. I hope to get to quite a few, but September and October is when I'm back to work, so we'll see how many. I'm trying to, maybe at least Connecticut ones. But I wanted to show you that because I know that I had talked about the New York one before, so it's just kind of easier to show you guys. Alright, so I'm so excited about these blocks that for this quilt, what is it called? The one that I'm working on with the batiks for Flyaway, Phoenix. It's a whole bunch of like economy blocks, and so you can see here on the clue, it's varied. There's one economy block, but it looks a lot different. So super excited. Hi Wendy, how are you? So, if all the small is the same, Charlene, and the large is the same. So the instructions are different between the small and the large, but we all have like the same layout. So that's why the fabrics are listed as like letters. So I'm doing large. So theoretically, like anybody who's doing a large could kind of follow along with me. And anybody who's doing a small, there's other ambassadors. Like I know my friend Sean on YouTube, he's the guy who sews. He usually does a small. Yeah, so what they do is that when you first start as an ambassador, they give you a small, but because I've done a few, they started sending me the large. And then when the quilts, like if you go on Cotton Cut's YouTube channel and look at the reveals, it will have like how it looks for the small, and then the large looks almost the same. It's just like an expanded version of it. So they'll all look really similar at the end. Yeah, this is my first time doing a Halloween one, and they asked us if we wanted to be a part of the mystery, and I said yes. But I was really hoping, like I really, really wanted Halloween, and I can't believe that I think there was like 12 different colorways, and out of all of them, the lady, her name is Crystal, that chose my colorway. So it worked out. I got my number one choice. And it's funny because we did the reveal of the colorways on the Cotton Cuts channel, and there's a few people, because we were choosing for each other, there's a couple ambassadors that got colorways that are like not their normal, so that was really funny to see. I know one thing. Yeah, Ian. Yeah, Ian. He's the Off Kilter Crafter on YouTube, and I think all his social medias is that too. So like Instagram and stuff. He almost always gets a Tula Pink quilt. So to see him get batiks is going to be really, really interesting. I hope he likes it by the time he's done with it. But that was a curveball. That was out of his norm. And the same thing with Crystal. Crystal usually has like bright colors, whether it's like Tula or I think is it Art Gallery. There's another one that's usually really, really bright, and she got one that was a little bit more neutral, so it will be interesting. You're not a fan of batik. So Wendy, the Flyway quilt that I have been working on is batiks, and I'm really loving them. I found that because they have the wax, they're so much easier to sew. I feel like my blocks turn out a lot more straight and aligned. What's nice about these is that Cotton Cuts, they always have like 12 different options, or 10 or 12 different options of fabric. So there's usually a colorway for everybody that you'll like. There was only one that this time that I wasn't a really big fan of, And it was only because it has a lot of beige in it, and that's just not so much my color. And I think it was like I want to say a Civil War reproduction fabric, and just wasn't really my style. But I pretty much would have been happy with any of them. But super excited about this one. Oh, paper foundation quilt. So I don't know if I showed it to you guys. I have it right here. So I'm working on a bag tutorial. I don't know how well you can see, but it's a pencil. So I designed this pencil block as a foundation paper piece pattern, and then I just turned it into a pencil case. So I'm working on the measurements because with the box corners with the zipper, you probably can't even notice it. The top is like 1/4 of an inch wider, so I just have to adjust the measurements. And I didn't line it or anything because I was just making sure that it came out like it should. And I was more interested to make sure that the paper piecing pattern worked. So this is a little bit behind the scenes of one of the things that I'm working on. I really hope I have 2 weeks off left before I return back to school, so I'm hoping to get this done. And I have another bag pattern. I'm hoping that I can get that like written up and out to testers. Yeah, thanks. I trying to expand. I never really did much of foundation paper piecing, but I love how like you can get such intricate designs. And so last week I originally did it because this past weekend on YouTube we did like a marathon of like back to school related projects, and I was originally going to do that, but there was quite a few people that had done a pencil case. So I switched mine to the Divide and Go, which is a pattern by Studio 77. And that came out really, really nice. That's a fun pattern. If you guys haven't checked out Emma's bag patterns, they're written really well. So I'm super excited about it. I didn't realize I need to make 2 of these. Whenever I start a new one, I'm always like trying to pay attention so I don't switch around the fabrics. You can't make a quilt if you don't like the fabric. Yeah. I haven't made like a ton of quilts. There's one that I'm working on right now. It's each block is 20 inches square, and yesterday it took me, like no joke, like 2 hours to make the block, because you make it and then it's like trim it down, and so by the time I was like, I had to draw out the lines, and then I had to press it and then trim it. And I was actually telling Jason, I was like, this is why I really like cotton cuts. It's already cut for me. Like, I don't have to do any math. I can just sew. But yeah, I have a few projects. Usually I work at like one project at a time, and like I can't really move on until I finish one. But I have a couple in progress things, and one of them is a quilt. So I'm trying to finish that one because I want to do, the pattern is, I believe it's Ghost Party by Woolly Petals, and I want to start that one. I told myself I can't start it until I finish this other one. I have all Tula pink fabric in her Alice in Wonderland colorway. I had bought a fat quarter bundle before, and then I bought her white fairy flakes, and so I'm gonna do the ghosts all in the white fairy flakes, and then it's like patchwork I'm gonna do in the Alice in Wonderland fabrics. Yeah, yeah, same with you. I usually am like that. I'm still like that. Like I don't have any bags that are partway through, so like I could have clothes, a quilt, and a bag all half done, but I won't have like two quilts or two bags or. One of Tula's quilt kits. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. This is gonna line up. So they're like vampire cats. I don't know how well you can see it. They're like definitely cats, but then they have vampire teeth. And the one thing about like the puzzle mystery quilt is if you have directional fabric, it's kind of best to like put them different ways because you never know at the end which way your block's going to be turned. But it's lined up almost perfectly. That the cat one side is right side up and the other is right side down. So, what are some projects that all of you have been working on? Oh, yeah, her gray collection looks really, really nice. The one thing I notice about batiks that I like, um, or compared to the like regular fabric, this one is like way more likely to be sucked down into my feed dogs. That's what keeps happening. Where with the batiks, I got very spoiled because the little bit of wax made them just thick enough that that really didn't happen. So for this one, I have to remember like really to hold on to my tails. Oh, the Rosie Sling. Nice. I haven't tried to make that yet. I love how people put like a magnet on the outside. I recently bought a few magnets from Natural Nerd from her book round. And so one of them is like, or a couple of them are like books, and another one looks like the cottage from um, like Hansel and Gretel, like to go with her Grimm's fairy tale. So I need to find a bag project that will really like feature the magnet well. And the Rosie's definitely one because I see people use that all the time. All right, yeah. See, this is one I have to be really careful because you could like it might not look so similar, but in person it really does. Oh, the salty so's. My friend Tina made them, and I saw them in person when we went at the Mojo So's last year, and I really, really want to make one. Oh yeah, some ladies in Vegas did have it. Yeah, the other one that I want to make, Mary Lou. I don't know if you're still on, but if Mary Lou's on, she had one of those. I can't think of the name of it, but it was one of those cases that zipped open and kind of rolled open and then had multiple pockets, and that looked so convenient to take to sewing classes. Oh, nice, Nicole. Yeah, I love the book bestie pattern. It's so fun to make. And I feel like you can do so many things with it. The sew together bag. Yes, I think that is. I'm gonna have to look that one up to double check, but yeah. I love also going to sewing retreats because then you see so many different bags in person and you're like, oh, that looks really great. Sometimes it's hard to tell like size or how it will lay or whatnot when you're not in person or like on a computer screen. Yeah, I've really been trying. Last week I was home with family, but I've really been trying to get as much filming and everything done before going back in the class, because I know I won't have as much time. And also, just I do plan on doing the Tuesday lives still. I'm trying to set goals of having like 1 or 2 videos like pre-filmed with like a full-length tutorial each month, and then the Tuesdays. Yeah, it's super inspiring at retreats. I also love vending in person, because people will buy things and be like, oh, I'm going to use these things together. And it's sometimes stuff that I would never even think to put together. Just making sure I'm grabbing all the correct fabric, like triple checking. I always keep this every time that I'm sewing, just to make sure. I always get too not nervous sewing the cotton cuts on the lives, but I feel like because I'm also talking and stuff, it's so easy for me to just quickly grab something and not pay attention. So I've started to like make sure I really am double checking the fabrics before I start sewing. Oh, I wonder if is it Isla or Isla? I know it's pronounced both ways. I don't think I've seen that one yet. I'll have to check it out. Which designer is that, Arnetta? I also like the bag of the month too, that after so many months they can also release them, which is nice. I need to reach out to So Modern bags. I don't know if you guys have heard of that website. They're the ones that do like that big bag bundle a couple times a year. I had reached out to her, oh gosh, probably over a year ago, but she was moving her website at the time, and then I completely forgot about it. But I want to reach out to her to try to get some of my patterns accessible through there as well. Are any of you going to retreats or any sewing conventions? I know Salty Sews has theirs. There's the is it Sacramento Bag Festival in September. I know the original Sewing and Quilt Expo is in September. There's quite a few things going on during the month of September. Oh, bag stock. I really like bag stock's instructions as well. She writes really good patterns. I like her bag, it's called the Blossom. That's a lot of fun to make. It's like small and cute. Oh, a quilting retreat in Phoenix. Oh, that's so fun. I want to do a quilting retreat. I've not done just a quilting one. The ambassador Ian for Cotton Cuts, and there's another woman, Becca, on YouTube. Her name is So Becca. She used to also be an ambassador for Cotton Cuts, but she has like a lot of things going on. They are doing a retreat next August, a cruise to Alaska. Like, that would be a great bucket list or goal thing. And this block here I'm making is one of those economy blocks. I always think they would look so cool if, like, the large square in the center has like a real big, like, feature print. But I think this is cute. It's like little orange ghosts. Oh, that is really cool, Charlene. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, Arnetta, is that the one that is the original Sewing and Quilt Expo? I want to try to start teaching or vending at them, but all the ones that they host in the summer are like on the other side of the country from me, like in Dallas. Um, but I was talking to Ray from Emporium Threads when we were out in Vegas, and she like really recommended vending and teaching for them. So I would love to do that if I could make it work. Hi Cynthia, how are you? It's been a little while. How was your vacation? Oh, awesome. I hope you guys are having a good time. I've only been to Chicago once, and that was like back in high school, and it was only because we flew in and then took a bus to Wisconsin. But I really want to go and check out the city and all the things to do. It's too bad that when we drove out to So Whatever studio, it wasn't really close because she's more in like the middle of Illinois, closer to St. Louis. I have some friends in New York. One friend, he's like, I go to Chicago just for a weekend sometimes for the food. I'm doing well, thanks. Enjoying the last little bit of summer. Trying to do as many projects as I can, and also I have three nieces, and one of their birthdays was in August, and then twins are in September, and my mom's birthday is the beginning of September, so it's going to be very busy with birthdays the next couple weeks. I'm just putting these together. I hate when it's like a seam matched up to like a point of the triangle. I'm so terrible at them. So I'm trying to fold it back and match it up as best as I can. And these are the times I clip them because hopefully it doesn't wiggle too much. When I did the block for the film tutorial, it came out okay, so I'm hoping this one does too. When I was home visiting my family last weekend, my dad, maybe a month ago now, found some people had like a yard sale, and then anything left over they put out on the side of the road. And my dad found this old white rotary like cast iron sewing machine covered in dirt, like the table, it looks like it had been stored in like probably a basement and got wet, like the veneer is like chipping off the table and stuff. So I was like, yeah, let me see if we can get it to work. So when I was home, we started cleaning it up, and my niece was helping, and we scraped it off. So all the parts were there. We even plugged it in, and it has like a knee pressed instead of a foot pedal, and everything works. So I can't wait to go home again and clean it up some more. And I have to order, I don't remember the name of the part. Basically the motor turns because like this little rubber cylinder rubs against the turn wheel, and so like the rubber gets they call it a flat tire because it like flattens from being pressed against it. So I have to order a new piece, but I'm so excited. I really hope that can get it completely cleaned up and use it. Oh, the pizza's good. You ran a marathon, Arnetta? That's so awesome. I am not a runner. I've never was. I don't think I'd ever will be. That's so cool though. Yeah. I want to try the deep dish pizza because I didn't know this. Like living in New York, I eat pizza out here now, but I'm not a huge fan of the thin crust like New York style. I love back home they make it Greek style, but I really want to try the deep dish. That's yeah. We had pizza too for lunch, but it was just Little Caesars. Nicole, you're not a fan of pizza? Oh, I love pizza. I'm well. To me, it's not weird because I grew up on it. But Hawaiian pizza is my favorite. I'm one of those. I don't know if you guys are like pineapples don't belong on pizza, but it's my favorite. Oh, I can imagine how filling all the dough. Oh, that's smart, Wendy. You get Hawaiian. Okay, good. At least there's one other Hawaiian fan. Yeah, Jason makes pizzas sometimes. We have one of those pizza stones that you can put in the oven. Comes out pretty good like that. Hey Meg. Hi Addie. Hi Winter. Hi Willow. Addie, I was just telling them how you helped me clean up the sewing machine out in Papa's garage. Yeah, my nieces and my sister, they're writing Hawaiian with the cherries. Because actually when I was home last weekend, that's what we ordered. Hawaiian pizza with the cherries. Alright, this is turning out pretty good. The point's not perfect, but it's pretty close. I'm so excited, like, as I've definitely noticed the progression with each quilt that I've done, how things are coming together easier or line up more. I don't plan to enter any of these, like, ever into a show, so I'm not super picky. But it still makes me feel good when the stuff lines up. It is a white rotary. I cannot find, I think it is a model 40, I don't know if it was a 43 or a 45. We just cleaned off and found the serial number, but I can't find exactly what machine it is. It's definitely like pre-World War II. We're thinking from the 1930s. And it looks like an old Singer with that, like the black cast iron, and it has like the ornate like painting on it. Some of it is worn off of the painting, but the machine, like, it's probably sat in the basement for like 30 years. But we cleaned it up and the motor turned on, so I have to get some more brushes to like really clean out more of the dirt. We like oiled it and it's cleaning up super nice. Oh, that sounds really good, Wendy. Oh, Charlene, I don't use pins. No, so if they get really long, like this one here, where I had to match up a seam, I will clip it. But if it's like two small pieces that I'm just lining up together, I've started not clipping and just kind of holding them in place when I take it over to the machine. When I first started quilting though, I clipped everything. But it's just more of like I just got more confident with it. Yeah, so only for the longer pieces do I now do that. Yeah, even this machine, which was my aunt's and had sat, I mean, it was in her bedroom though, so it's not like it was exposed to water or anything, but she hadn't used it in years, and I just, unscrewed it, followed the instruction booklet, oiled it where it said to oil, and knock on wood, it's been fantastic. I've never had it, I've never taken it into like the dealer to have them tune it up or whatnot. Actually, I spoke to a dealer out here, and when I did the shop hop, and she's like, honestly, if there's nothing wrong with it, like, we don't even recommend you bring it in. So this is the first block for month 1. So there's 4 blocks total. 2 of these, I have already done one, and then there's 2, we'll do another one. The second one will look a little different. When you're a pinner. Press my seams open. Yeah, so on the quilt that I'm making where I cut out myself, I press them open because I do feel like it gives better points. But this one, I just follow the pressing instructions. There's little like arrows on each of the clues, and it tells you which way to press, and then I just do it like that. Kim, no. So I'm using like the regular Gutermann. What is it? Basically the stuff that you could just get at Joann's. I don't know what the text technically is or whatnot, but the only thing that I have to adjust compared to the Tex 35, which is like the thicker wizardry stitchery that I use for bags, I only adjust my tension. So right now I have my tension between 3 and 4, and when I put in the Tex 35, I just bump it up to about 6. So oh, that's awesome, Cynthia. I love old machines. I just like that they go through everything. This has been great for bag making because, like, if I can fit it under my presser foot, it will sew through it. The witch hat fabric. Oh, yeah. This, I had to look. I was like, what one? The pink one. Yeah, this is so cute. This line, what I like about these is it tells you the line too. So it's the Ghostly and Haunted line by Art Gallery Fabrics. So they're super cute. These are the ones that are in the for cotton cuts, but when I searched this line, there was more fabrics as well. So I like it because it's like Halloween and spooky, but like cute spooky. I do not like scary spooky. Like, I'm the biggest, I don't watch horror movies. I don't go in haunted houses. Like, I'm one of those people where they realize that I'm scared and then they like chase me the whole way. But I love Halloween. Like, I love trick-or-treating growing up and seeing all the different costumes. So This was a good fabric. It's like cute spooky fabric. Yeah, it's really cute, Kim. I saw it and I was like, I need this. It's funny. Actually, if I didn't get this colorway, I was gonna order like a fat quarter bundle. I know like a lot of bag makers like to use vinyl, but I love using quilting cotton as like accents or cotton canvas. When I order custom fabric, if they have cotton canvas as an option, I always get that. Yeah, Nicole, I cannot do blood and gore. I can't even do like if I got a cut or somebody has a cut, that doesn't bother me, blood, but like I have friends who loved Grey's Anatomy. I can't do shows even like that. Yeah, same, Charlene. Not gory. We'll have happy Halloweens. I was making sure that I'm lining up the correct side, because sometimes I have a tendency to accidentally flip them and I end up sewing the wrong side. That's the one downside of not using clips or pins, that it's very easy to accidentally flip them. Oh, that's good, Cynthia. Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm good as a teacher. Like, I could never work in like a hospital, nurse, doctor setting. Nope. So I definitely believe there's like a different jobs for everyone. Like, it's funny, my sister and I tease each other because I work as a teacher. My mom is a paraprofessional in like a school, and my sister, she's a social worker, but in a nursing home. And I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I couldn't do it. Oh, this is coming. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, like if I'm at school and like a kid has, like a small cut or just even something like they need to go to the nurse for, like that doesn't bother me. But anything where it's like a surgery or something, ugh, no. That is true, Wendy. It is a very pretty color. A neonatologist. Oh, that would have been amazing. Definitely take special people. All right, I moved my fabric card, and I was like, oh no, I'm forgetting which one's which. Oh, see, that's good, Kim. I can't do medical. But what's funny is, like, if I go to the doctors, say, like, I need a shot or something, or even just, like, drawing blood, I have to watch. Like, not being able to see makes me super anxious. Actually, we were just joking about it last weekend, that when I was a kid, I walked into like a corner of a desk. I was in Catholic school, so it was like the old wooden desks, and I got a sliver in my leg that I had to go. It was like 7th grade, and I had to go to the doctor for them to dig it out. And my dad, I was like kicking the walls. It took like my dad and multiple doctors to hold me down, and I'm like, all you had to do was let me look. And my niece is a very similar way. Well, not even about looking, but just doesn't like the doctors. Oh, see, that's smart though, like Wendy, to like look and kind of prepare so you have an idea. Oh, a child with brittle bones. They got a lot of broken bones. Oh. Thankfully, that knock on wood, that's one thing. I've never broken a bone, and like we used to climb. I grew up like in a rural area, so we used to climb trees and run around outside and do all sorts of stuff. But thankfully, I never had anything major. Oh, Cynthia, phlebotomist, nice. I maybe could do that because it's only just drawing blood. It's not like cutting somebody open. Oh my gosh, Nicole. Wow. I don't know if I could do that. Maybe if it was like a family member, I would be, you know, more motivated, but I'd probably send my sister, like, you gotta do this. I'm also like, I have bad anxiety, and I think I also don't like medical stuff because, like, I'm like a hypochondriac, so I'll be like, I think I have this. Or, I think, what's the word? I think it's psychosomatic, where you hear a symptom and then you like feel the symptom. Aww. What's good thing though is like all the advances in medical. Like my niece, one of them just had her tonsils out, and my 1-year-old uncle was telling her, was like, do you know where I had my tonsils out? On the kitchen table, and they gave me ether. So it's just so crazy to hear like stories like that from older relatives and just think about it. Oh my gosh, brain surgery. Oh my god, Kim, her femur at 11. Or 11 months. It's, oh, poor girl. That's hard too because then they can't. Well, I guess maybe when they're young, it's maybe better for them. But I can also imagine like how difficult because they don't really know or understand what's going on. I'm excited about this block. This block is gonna look like a bunch of patchwork. So see for like this one, because there's that center seam, I'll clip it to make sure that, or to try to minimize it moving. Oh, I can imagine Kim. Oh, poor kid. It has to be so traumatic. I love patchwork. I bought a whole bunch of mini charm packs. So they're 2.5 inches square, and I want to make some bags out of them. I'm glad these didn't hit my foot. I love using the embroidery scissors, but I've totally dropped them, and they're so sharp they've like embedded into the floor. So Michael's had a really good sale the other day. They had I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Oliso. I think that's how you pronounce the iron brand, like Oliso. They had one of their models that retails for $250 on sale for $50, and I could apply my teacher's discount. So I ordered one, and I'm hoping that, like, they eventually sold out and then took off the website. My order hasn't been canceled, but it hasn't shipped yet either. So I'm like excited because it's one of those where it pops up automatically and stuff. And like I love this little one from when I'm doing the blocks, but when it's time to like start putting the quilts together, it'd be nicer to have. I do have a big iron, but it's just like a cheap, like Sunbeam one or whatnot. The Oliso did, Wendy? I hope it doesn't. I mean, I guess I don't feel so bad then if I've only paid like less than $50 with the discount instead of $250. My bobbin thread just got like, I don't know if it wrapped around something. It just got like stuck. Hopefully that works out. Yeah, I would be super disappointed too. I guess we'll see once it comes in. We'll have to see how long it lasts. Yeah, on Instagram, I think it was on Instagram, and I believe it was the woman, the sewing report is her like name there. She also has like the YouTube channel called the Sewing Report, and she had posted it, and I was like, let me look. And when I looked, they were available, so I was like, you know what, for I think with after the discount it came up to like $38. So I was like, okay, for $38 I'm gonna try it. Because I did also see where people said that they don't, some have not popped up, so they don't ever just like leave them flat. And I don't plan on leaving mine flat either because I'm too paranoid about that. But yeah, so we'll see. A mini boiler iron. I don't think I've heard of that. I also don't use my irons very often at all. I hate ironing clothes, so I never do. So it's usually only quilting, unless I need to like press out wrinkles, because otherwise I often use my Cricut Easy Press. I have the, I think it's the 9x9 size one that I use for interfacing. So I also don't use them a ton. Yeah, Cynthia, I've heard that about the water too. Like, even though this one is a steam fast, I never add water to it. I just use it dry. I didn't know that about the water, so I have like the other brand that I do put water in, especially like if I need to, like if I get a really wrinkly fabric or whatnot and press it before interfacing, so that way it doesn't stay wrinkled. That's the worst, when you accidentally, I can't tell you how many times I've pressed fabric and then it wrinkles on you. I'm just trying to make sure I line this up really well. Oh yeah, on all day. Yeah, I don't use mine a ton. The most I use it is doing the cotton cuts quilts. It was funny because when I was working on the quilt block yesterday for one that I've cut out, I did have to iron a ton because all the fabrics were wrinkly. And I was like, another thing that I take for granted with these pre-cut kits. You know, I should get some, Cynthia. That's a really good idea. I know people use that for quilting, but that would probably work really, really well before interfacing bags to get out the wrinkles. I never thought about that for bag making. It's funny because, you know, I see people recommend it for quilts, but I only ever think of like starches and stuff for ironing like dress clothes. Makes me think of my grandma. Alright. So these look identical, but their seams are pressed different ways, so that's why I'm just making sure that I am putting the correct one next to each other. Only because at the end, the seams will nest really nicely. Yeah, and see, this comes together like fairly quick. This will be my last seam, and then this block will be done too. It's cheaper by the gallon. I'll have to look into it. Do you order it, Cynthia, or do you get it in store? You're a starcher. Yeah. I found like in the quilting groups that people either like swear by starch or they avoid it at all costs. But I could see how it must make like really nice crisp corners and such. I would probably like, especially if I was doing a quilt for like a show, I could see how that would help. You order it. I'll have to try it. I really took for granted Joann's, like how convenient it was for just like real quick things that you need like that. None of the Michaels near me yet have started selling fabric or like a large sewing tool selection. Thankfully I have a lot here already, but I definitely realized that how much I took it for granted for something you just need like real quick. Sizing? I'll have to look at that, Arnetta. Yeah, because I think different ones, like, some make it more stiff than others. These corners matched up really well. I'm super excited about this block. It's so, like, I don't know, silly maybe? But I always get so happy and feel, like, so good when it matches up. Like, yeah, so this is the second block for the month, 1B. Acorn Starch product. Oh, I've heard about the pen recently. Someone was talking about they swear by that when they use it like on the little seams because it's so small. All right, so let me grab these here. Yeah, So each clue, whether you do the big box or you do it monthly, has like a bag that's labeled. So sometimes if I have like a sticky note next to me, I'll label these. Like this one here would be labeled 1A, and then this one here would be 1B, because month 10, our clue will say like, so section 1B to 7A. So I always try to label them and then keep them in the bag with the month. Aw, thanks. Yeah, I'm so happy. So let me actually just show you side by side. So you can see, like, oh, I know my hands aren't big enough, but here's the first one, and then kind of here's the second. And so it's a mystery. Like, I have no clue how these blocks will come together in the end. So it's possible, that's what I was saying about directional. It's possible that at the final instructions, like this quilt block could be turned this way. But yeah, I don't mind. I like being able to pick my fabrics. It's okay that the final quilt design is a mystery. So, yeah, I'm so happy. I'm like looking forward to sewing it. So yeah, there's 10 months of it, and clue 1 came out these shipped the last Friday of the month, so clue 2 will be coming out next Friday. And then what I do is I put my instructions, even though I've never really needed them, I don't get rid of them until the very end. And if you can choose like to have them shipped monthly, or if you sign up before they start shipping, you can do like the whole box up front. So here you can see like I have all the different clues. I'm looking for clue 2. Yeah, here we go. See, they're all labeled. So I already have the package of fabric for clue 2. So what I do to keep myself organized is I just put everything back in. And these are some scrap fabrics they sent me when I had the reveal of my colorway. I think I'm going to stitch them together and make a bag or something. They call these snippets. So Cotton Cuts like dies cuts everything. And if you go on their website and search snippets, they have extra, like if you like working with scraps, they have extra that you can purchase, which is kind of fun if you want to do like a little mini quill, or I think it's perfect for like a bag panel. So I didn't toss them because I'm definitely going to use them and make something cool. Plus I keep all my scraps anyways. Go ahead. All right, well, I'm going to log off for the night. I will definitely be back on next Tuesday. I'll be in New York, so that's not a problem. But I appreciate all of you coming on and chatting with me. It's been so fun. I've been looking forward to it all day. I was like, it's Tuesday, it's my live day. So I hope everything's going well, and you guys have a great night and a good week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.